I'm Daniel from Aarn Packs, and today we're going to take a look at the Featherlite Freedom Pro. This is a pack that we make in two different fabrics, and that's why this one gets the Pro name. This is made up of 70D Robic with ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene grid stop in there. So that's the main body of the pack, and then the base of the pockets and the base of the pack itself is made up of 210, again with ultra high molecular weight polyethylene grid stop in there. The pack itself, this version we make in two back lengths. It comes in a short back length and a medium back length. The short back length is 50 liters just in the pack itself, not counting in the pockets, and then the medium is a 55-liter pack. So new this year, we've updated our attachment points here. We have at the top here, we've added a little loop here specifically for our bear canister. Moving down, we have our attachment points here, and here we've got 4 of these blue web loops on each side of the pack. So 4 on this side, 4 across the bottom, and then you have these 2 that work with each other across the front of the pack here and here as well. We use these to attach our compression lasso locks. That's what these are. It comes with 2 of them. They're great for obviously compressing the pack, but also we're attaching gear. Moving down the pack, we have our ice axe loops. So we've got 2 ice axe loops on this pack and the corresponding attachment points at the top here. They're also great for throwing on if you like to use a traditional telescoping pole, then it's perfect for throwing into the side pocket there or even the front pocket and hooking into that point there. Got a little compression and also a place to throw a jacket if you're trying to dry something, then you can add that in here. We've got this opening hook, and then you've got a compression toggle at the top there to cinch it up. We've left these unfinished in terms of not putting a plastic cap on those to make it easy to field repair them, or just take them off if you don't. So if you don't use that, you can undo that knot and simply unlace it, or if you want to lace it in a different way, you can. If you only ever have one ice axe in the side there, you can easily take that toggle off and leave that at home. Then we have the pockets themselves. These have been, we've added more depth to these pockets and more volume to them. So the front pocket as well as the 2 side pockets. You see we've got a tall water bottle in the side over there. And then we've also got enough depth to throw in like your Z poles. And those will stay nicely, or things like a fly rod or your tent poles can drop in the side there. There's also, before I move on, there's a position here. There's just a little web loop right there. If you do use a shorter ice axe, then you can take that toggle and elastic and move it down a level as well. Cool, so then if we spin this around to the front here, we take a look at how we attach our pockets. This pack is sold without pockets. So like I said, we have 2 Featherlite Freedom models. The Pro comes without pockets, but you still can add any of our pockets in our range to this model. They're attached with this loop here. There's a stave and a dome, a snap at the hip belt that spreads the weight and carries the load of the pockets. And then on the side here, there's a couple orange loops that you can use our pocket tensioner system with those. So just grab a pocket just to show you what we're talking about. These are the sport pockets sold separately. Like I said, you can put any of our pocket range on here, from our camera pockets to our smaller pockets. But you can see here, this toggle is going to go into that top ring. We have a frame that we build our pockets on. It's pre-curved, so it sits away from your body and gives you some air gap in there. That bottom of that frame is going to sit into the stave there and snap into place. And that just allows you to help transfer some of the load and balance out the system a little bit. So that's just a quick look at the pockets and how they attach. You can put any of our pocket range on there. So then let's take a look at our back panel. So to start with, we use a perimeter frame on our pack. Here, going the whole way around, And that allows us to basically use the systems that we've developed, starting with a mesh back panel. So there's a big air gap in there, so lots of airflow, nice ventilation, and it's adjustable as well. So there's a toggle at the top here, so if I snap that open, I can either release the tension on it or tension it up more, just snap that back into place. So nice ventilated mesh back panel. Then if we take a look at our shoulder straps, we have our U-flow system. So if I just hook these up, hopefully that'll make it a bit easier to see. The shoulder straps are interconnected with each other through the bottom of the pack. So that means that when we lift a shoulder or drop a shoulder, it just gives you that movement. So then we have a nice 3D mesh, soft mesh, with some foam in there. So they're nice, comfortable shoulder straps. This system also has our on adjust system, which allows us to adjust the back length while you're wearing the pack. This happens to be a short back length that I'm showing you. The way this works is we have a track in the back here. We have a cam device that is connected to the top orange webbing and this bottom orange webbing. So if I release the cam, bring this to the top, that's the longest back length it can be in the short back length that we've got here. And then if I start to pull on this orange webbing down at the bottom, that's going to start to run that webbing through the tensioning system and start to bring these shoulder straps down. And then that locks that into place at that height that you've ended at. And what's nice about that is, like I said, you can do that while you're wearing it yourself. So get your new pack, load it up with gear, start off on a walk, and start to adjust from the hip belt to the shoulder straps. And then you can take out any slack that you've got by adjusting that down. Also new this year, we've just added a little keeper here. So this normally just dangles, but you can tuck that away. So if it's blowing really strong wind, then that just helps tidy that up a little bit. So then moving to our hip belt, we also have a moving hip belt, and I'll just open that up. So we have a plate here that carries the hip fins, and it's attached to one single point. And that means that the weight is transferred through that one single point, and it allows our hip belt to move. So this can move from side to side and also forward. And that, again, just every time you take a step, it just allows your hips to move this way. And if you're taking a big step forward or a lunge or a leap across a stream, then that allows the hip belt to move forward. So the whole idea behind all of that is your pack stays where it is, but your body can still move independently. And then just a quick look here. We use this quadrubuckle. It has 4 attachment points for the webbing, but also is just a quick release as well, so simple to use. So just look at the hip fins in a little bit more detail. So they come in 4 sizes. So this is happens to be a large. There's small through extra large that's available. So you have the normal adjustment that you can do with the webbing at the front, but also you can micro adjust these hip fins as well. So they're held behind that plate, and you can move them, micro adjust them out a little bit or in a little bit. You can also kind of change the angle as well to really dial in the comfort for yourself. The hip fin itself is made up of a stiffer material and a softer material. And we put in this folding point here so that you can really wrap this around your hips. So if I start to tension this up, you can see how it starts to, I can be a bit extreme here, it can really wraps over top of your hips. So then it's just hugs you basically right there, which is really comfortable. So that really helps to transfer the load into your hips and not on your shoulder straps so much. We achieve that by having, as I said, dual adjust. So that means you can tension more at the top or the bottom, other way around. This bottom point is attached here. The top point runs the whole way through, and that's what creates that wrap. So that's a quick look at the hip belt. That's the updated Featherlite Freedom Pro.